The cutting horse term catty describes a horse that is agile and light on its feet during the highly desirable physical dance between a horse and a cow. Perhaps then it's fitting that the GOAT, or greatest of all time of performance sires, is High Brow Cat, the #1 all-time sire of performance money earners across all disciplines in the history of the American quarter horse breed. High Brow Cat by High Brow Hickory and out of the Smart Little Lena mare Smart Little Kitty was bred by Chatham and Stewart Sewell. The 1988 chestnut stallion has progeny earnings of more than $91 million to date. In 2021, 12 of the top 25 cutting horse sires were sons or grandsons of High Brow Cat. On the all-time list of sires by performance money earned, High Brow Cat is joined in the top 5 by his sons Metallic Cat and Smooth as a Cat. Their progeny alone have combined earnings of nearly $94 million. High Brow Cat is also the #2 all-time broodmare sire of horses by performance money earned, with progeny earnings in cutting alone of nearly $63 million, behind his grandsire, Smart Little Lena. High Brow Cat is an anomaly, says AQHA past president Frank Merrill, a bloodstock agent who has managed the careers of many historic stallions. He turned this industry on its ear. We have never had a sire that has dominated its discipline like High Brow Cat. In 1988, Jack Wagoner, a cutting horse breeder from Decatur, Texas, acquired High Brow Cat and his dam, Smart Little Kitty.
I went to an auction and bought Smart Little Kitty, and she happened to have a little colt on her, just born within a week. And the colt was by High Brow Hickory. Pardon me. That baby was the smartest thing. I had dogs, and he was as smart as any dog going. Then he got weaned, and he got out with some other yearlings, and he would go tease them and get them running after each other, and then he'd go stand and watch them. And he was the smartest thing.
High Brow Cat was started under saddle and then sent to cutting trainer Farron Hightower, who said that he was about as athletic as any horse he had ever ridden, and that the sign of a good stallion is one who outproduces himself, and there was nobody who has outproduced himself more than High Brow Cat. When Jack first sent High Brow Cat to Farron, Farron wanted to geld him and Jack refused, and it's a good thing he did. High Brow Cat did not make a splash at the National Cutting Horse Association Futurity, but placed in a minor futurity a few weeks later, collecting his very first earnings of just over $1,000. He had obvious talent, but struggled with consistency in his performances. His biggest career win came at the age of 5 when he captured the Classic Open at the 1993 Augusta Futurity, which is the same year his first foals hit the ground. During his career, High Brow Cat was shown by Jack, as well as Olin Hightower, Jody Gallion, and Bill Freeman.
When he was shown, you know how everybody has to lope down the horse, and some of them lope for hours and hours. Farron or Bill or whoever showed him would take him around once to loosen him up, one lap, that was it, and then he'd go to show. But he knew what was expected of him, and that's what he did. One time, he was laying in a stall. He had a big stall. He was laying in a stall, and I went in there and put my head down on his chest, and I didn't mean to, but I fell asleep. And the hands came out, and they watched, and they, thought, oh my God, if he gets up. And then Shane came over, and he said, that horse woke up, and he kept looking back at you, but he wouldn't move. He wouldn't move, and finally said, you were there for probably an hour, and finally they yelled and woke me up. And only after I got up did Cat get up. He wasn't going to hurt me. But he was that kind of horse.
High Brow Cat retired in 1995 with earnings of more than $110,000 and headed for the breeding shed. At first, there was a lack of public interest in him due to his sire's reputation of being a challenge. But that didn't stop Jack. In 1992, he bred a test crop of only 7 horses, 6 of which survived to adulthood. From that group, Cat's summertime was 6th in the NCHA Futurity Open Finals and went on to earn nearly $350,000. Those test foals had their sire's temperament and were so willing you could teach them something even at a few weeks of age. The second crop was made up of 17 foals, again supported by Jack, and according to Frank Merrill, after that first foal crop, everybody and their brother was breeding mares to him.
Everything he produced cut, and it was funny, people would ask me, well, what should I breed Cat to? And I said, probably ought to breed him to a horse. And that was about it, because we bred him to horses that you couldn't train. We bred him to horses that couldn't move. We bred him to good horses, bad horses, and he always produced a good horse. That's just the mark of a good sire.
To date, High Brow Cat has sired more than 3,100 registered foals, 2/3 of which are performers. The best of them by money earned is the 2011 NCHA Horse of the Year, Don't Look Twice, a mare who earned nearly $850,000 and has produced earners of nearly $950,000. His other leading earners include Little Pepto Cat and Metallic Cat. High Brow Cat was the NCHA AQHA Sire of the Year from 2003 through 2012. He's also a leading sire for the National Reined Cow Horse Association and among the leading sires of AQHA Registers of Merit and AQHA points. As Jack was winding down his breeding operation, cutting horse competitor Darren Blanton made a package deal with him in 2013 that included the purchase of the 25-year-old stallion and the supply of his frozen semen.
Cat changed my life. I owe my financial success, my success in life to Cat. And I sold Cat because I was getting old, and Darren Blanton bought him, and Darren Blanton had a beautiful ranch and a great place for Cat and people to take care of him, and he just had a great home.
Darren partnered on Cat in early 2019 with Kelly and Madison Crum of Beach Fork Ranch. In the 6 years between his first crop in 1996 through 2002, High Brow Cat put at least one offspring in 5 of the NCHA Futurity Open Finals.
I remember one time I had him out, and I'm walking him. He was too valuable to ride, so I'm walking him. He kept stopping. I said, come on. I need to turn around and look. And I'm trying to figure out what he wanted, and I was old enough at that time that there was a wooden box there, and I stepped on the box and stepped on his back, and then he just went off. He wanted me to ride him. And that's just the way it was.
On October 27, 2019, at the age of 31, High Brow Cat was laid to rest at Darren's Ranch, south of Fort Worth. Please welcome High Brow Cat into the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame.